All right, it's official. Good evening, Dayton. Welcome to the Town of Dayton Planning Board regular meeting and public hearing this Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Confirming the next meeting will be here or at the library. Still here, excellent. Old Town Hall, Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, also starting at 7 p.m. First order of business is to continue the public hearing.
Let's see, I would say the individuals for 1965 Front Street is not here yet. So
Not
I would
present.
Go ahead to Bell Farm.
All right, so we're going to continue the public hearing for Bell Farm Estates, LLC, 0 Milk Street, 0 Council Oak Way, map 17 lots 109, 135, and 208. Could someone please make a motion to continue?
I'll make that motion.
Open. Oh, we're
To
opening.
open.
I thought it was already open.
Continued, so now we're reconvening. We have to reopen the public.
There's going to be one day I'm going to know the right words to say. Until then, this is Easter Day. Thank you once again. Somebody please make a motion to open public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good evening. All right, so I think at this point, I don't think we have. Just jump right into my notes here. So I'm sure you saw the banter back and forth, all the emails. You want to just jump to the punchline?
Yeah, for your punchline.
The whole thing?
Okay, so yeah, pretty much, Chris Vandenberg with Civil Environment Consultants.
Yep.
Yep, so we've been corresponding back and forth with Terry and Weston Sampson. We
Right.
provided them with the updated responses, updated development impact
Yeah,
statement.
right.
We saw your comments back and forth, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of what the project's been at this point. We've
Right.
updated everything we can still. We're still waiting on correspondence from Town of Somerset, where we are coordinating with them. We can get the final sign off from them.
Mhm.
Got an email from, I believe it was James Aguirre, so, taking that into consideration. But yeah, at this point, that's
Yeah.
stated everything that we need to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just, because I went through all the waivers, and you probably saw that correspondence as well. And there was a little bit of a bump in the road with the 3320 whiskey waiver request, and that was the language that said that specifically you were requesting the waive requirement for test pits location and log witnessed by the Board of Health.
Yep.
Turned out after some back and forth, we have no concerns. Well, we have to vote as a board, but
Yep.
after getting the response back from the Board of Health, which I can have here, and I think I should be able to come up pretty quickly, read it into record so that that is stated out loud. Hang on 1 second. No, that actually came via email this morning, right, Carrie?
Which one was that page?
From the Board of Health.
Yes.
All right, so Bell Farm Estates. Hang on, and you saw that letter, right? I'm sorry?
I didn't.
Did not. Okay, so it's dated August 19th. This is, so this came yesterday from it's a health agent, right, for the Board of Health. Then Board of Health, General Bernard, a request for Bell Farm Estates as requested. The Town of Dayton Planning Board have done a cursory review, so we asked them what their opinion was specifically on that one waiver, because I was concerned, because we were all talking past each other. Submitted plans and the associated waiver request for Bell Farm Estates, specifically as it relates to waiver request number 3, when we're talking about. Looking at the request, it appears that the applicant wants relief from the Town of Dayton requirements that the definitive subdivision plan show 2 test pits on each of the 26 proposed house lots. Once the subdivision plans are fully approved by the Dayton Planning Board and Dayton Conservation Commission, the applicant or engineer will be required to perform 4 additional test pits on each lot as per Title V for new construction. There'll be 2 perk sets and tests and 2 observation holes, and see no reason to perform additional test pits until the subdivision plans are approved. So he's concurring with your waiver request.
Yep.
Is the end of all that. And on the bottom here also talks about the applicant also requested a variance from the requirement of underground stormwater retention. I take no exception, the construction of above ground or open stormwater retention basins. The Dayton Board of Health has previously approved requests of this nature as long as the basins are properly maintained and protected by adequate fencing to prevent unintended access. But as we said from the beginning, it's a variance you gotta do from the Board of Health anyway, so it's not gonna affect your application with us.
Yep.
Right, so, but he's just reiterating, so tie that one off, good to go there. The one concern that still remains is water for all the lots.
Yep.
So, I don't know if you caught the back and forth with the other projects we had. But the stipulation and the findings from some time ago, right? This is yesterday.
What's that?
When was that legal opinion about the,
The date of the actual opinion?
Yeah.
I think it was like 2000.
2002, yeah, some time ago. Yeah, so where, as long as you're showing, as long as you put in the services and you're providing the plumbing, I'm gonna butcher the words here, for the municipal water, you're able to then benefit from the smaller lots and the smaller frontage.
Yep.
However, what other developments are doing in town is they're still making provisions for water for the individual lots, irrespective of that, right? So yes, that gets you the benefit of getting the smaller lots and the smaller frontage, but as you saw from Mr. Aguirre, you're not gonna get a building permit unless you have water available. And so what these other developments have been doing is putting in wellheads.
Yep.
So I don't know if that was intentional, because I noticed too, as I read through your disc, which by the way, fantastic disc, very well put together. I noticed that you also doubled down there as well and said the same thing, where our plan is moving forward. We were just going to rely 100% on the anticipation that the moratorium will lift. We don't know when that's happening.
Yep.
So I have to caution you, that's the path you're going down. You might be waiting a very long time for that to happen. So you might reconsider.
Is there any other alternative?
Is it,
Like, I guess, like, if it never gets lifted, like, cool, we just have a road, like, is that just it? Like, trying to figure out, the best, this kind of a gray area, I guess, for the project, like, I'm trying to understand, like. what-
so option one is you stay the course that you're on right now, right? We go along, say this gets approved. And your plan right now is you're not going to build anything. You can build a road. There's a lot of things you can do. You're not going to be able to get any permitting for a lot without available water. And if the moratorium lifts, wonderful, everything's great, perfect timing, everything falls in. If it doesn't, you're going to be in a holding pattern for a very long time. Or I don't want to say a long time. You may be in a holding pattern for a long time, depending on when the moratorium is lifted.
If it gets lifted.
If it gets lifted.
Yeah.
If you, yeah, can you come to the mic if you want to?
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay.
Okay, so I don't know which way you want to go. It's two options.
Yeah,
So either you stay the course and gamble on whether or not it will get lifted within a reasonable amount of time, or you will be a development that has no houses and just a road. Or you could, for however long that takes, I don't have a crystal ball. I have no idea. Or you add wellheads like the other developments have done.
Yep.
So now you have water, and then that is no longer, an impediment. And if at some point, I would imagine you're not gonna, I don't think you have to put in wellheads unless you're developing the particular lot or the lot, or getting a permit for the particular lot. So maybe at some point that won't be necessary any longer. And then it's okay. Now it's half and half. I don't know. But in the situation we find ourselves in with the water moratorium, but I just want to caution you on what the challenge might be. That's all.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
How about the applicant? Yeah, that's definitely our direction is to get it approved with the intention on, we will be installing wells as the property is being built until the moratorium is up. And at that point, we'll no longer have to do wells for projects. And thinking that the wells would be sufficient for like irrigation and things like that.
Okay, all right. So So is the intent to modify the drawings? To show that, because that's not showing in the drawings.
Modify the drawings, like here, just show a circle and spot on it well.
That's,
I mean,
I mean, I don't know, is that required?
I believe it is.
Absolutely, yes.
Because you gotta place it, you gotta say, here it is. I mean, it's not much of a modification, but it is a modification.
no, yeah, so but without having to change lot size and.
Without having to change lots, like that changes nothing. All you're doing is placing the well on the plot.
Yes, yes.
And all the wellheads have to be 100 feet from.
Yeah, yeah. Which is.
All set.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Which is, I mean, again, it's, my assumption is, you know, obviously, because of the moratorium, if there wasn't a moratorium, like the plan is how it's shown.
Right, I
Not for
agree.
anything else. But even to install a well during the you know, submitting the plot plan to the Board of Health and things like that, they're gonna see the well location, the septic and all that stuff. We thought that was a, you know, because of the gray area, right, a temporary gray area.
Okay,
That's when we would have to show the well location and obviously it needs to go through Board of Health anyway.
right,
So,
it does.
yeah, so.
Okay, I see your point.
Didn't see the purpose of putting it on, based on our common discussions.
Yeah.
I didn't see the purpose of.
Well, I gotta be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing you're considering that, because
Yeah,
none of your documentation, none of your drawings and your impact study make any mention of playing within this gray area and making that as a contingency. That wasn't mentioned anywhere.
yeah,
So, okay,
that's definitely the direction. I think.
Okay.
I plan on, you know, as soon as it gets approved, plan on hitting the ground running, like
okay,
starting construction and stuff, so.
One of,
The other gray area too is that if we show the well in every single lot, then make it approved that way, then I'm a little concerned on, you know, when we go to sell the lots, you know, each homeowner thinks they're gonna get a free well, you know? And
okay,
if the moratorium is up, technically, we don't have to put the well,
correct.
you know, and technically right now, like you said, we can get it approved without doing the well, it's up to us to wait and stuff like that, so, you know, at the point of doing the plot plan, proposed house size, location, septic, showing all this, you know, it all has to get approved by Board of Health, and thinking that would be the time where the well on that lot will be identified and, you know, okay by them. I'm sure they're gonna make us test the water
Mhm.
and make sure we have a good water test before the building department can issue a permit. So
Okay.
there's a few more steps before this. So didn't, being that, you know, we're just playing with a moratorium, I didn't see the, you know, needing to make the effort to show all the wells.
Okay, all right, that wasn't obvious anyway.
Okay.
It wasn't even alluded to, actually.
No, like I said, that's kind of gray area, you know, like based on like what has been constantly going back and forth, like, hey, they need to be a minimum acre lot with minimum frontage, well,
Yeah.
the second we put a, you know, lot on it, well, it's not a conforming lot, so I didn't want to even show or even allude to that, so like, that's why I was like,
Okay,
trying to like hear from the horse's mouth here, like, hey, no, you can do that, and like, as soon as it gets lifted, like.
got it.
I just, you know, based on the interpretation of it, so yeah, since we haven't provided you with our final plans yet, that would be, you know, shown on the final plans.
Okay,
And yeah, it wasn't really that clear cut dry thing, it's exactly says this, so you need to do that, like, the way, yeah, we interpreted kind of going back and forth, like, hey, you show a well, it's not a conforming lot, even though there is water, so.
okay,
Yeah, that's why it was never alluded to, we didn't really want to bring it to, like, anyone's attention and make it not conforming anymore, but yeah, that would be the intention, if, the board is okay with that, that is exactly what we'll show. On the
Okay.
Final plans.
so what was your question?
one big concern that I have is putting the water lines in the ground and not having water to test the system. To me, it's a very, very big concern. Because let's just say the moratorium is lifted 10 years down the line, and now we put water in it. You got water pipes running under the road, under everything, and all of a sudden there's a leak. That to me is a huge, huge problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything has to be static tested, all the
Well-
duct iron and stuff in the road. So,
It's tested, but who's gonna supervise that? Who's gonna check that prior to you closing things up?
we do.
That, I know, I need to know who's gonna be responsible. For my own satisfaction really is who's going to be in charge from the town and from, who's gonna be responsible for that? And I think you're gonna have to be responsible for that until the water gets into those pipes and everything is in good working order. Because that can.
Does the system get pressurized, but not?
Yeah,
not to
yeah,
the
gets
point where-
pressure. Everything that, whenever the water lines go in,
Mhm.
they get pressurized and checked by,
They have to hold for so long and
yeah,
a certain,
it's pressurized. I don't recall the amount of pressure that has to be on it.
When it said pressurized, I don't mean static tested, I mean actually connected to the line. and
Yes,
water running
yes,
and-
yes,
And
yes.
up to the properties. Go ahead, sir.
David Kelly, CEC. Just like with any other phased subdivision, when the water line is installed, it's sealed, tested, witnessed by the town, be it the water department, DPW, as well as the project engineers. And the responsibility of maintaining that water line while it's still a private road, right? Because until it's turned over to the town, it's still our responsibility to maintain that. So before he could ever turn that road over to the town, we would have to get tested for both water quality, for pressure leaks and all that kind of stuff. And it's on us as the developer builder team to maintain that in place until such time, so.
Right, but my question, let's just say that there is a bad connection and it happens to be under the road or wherever. It's a huge risk that's being taken here.
I think. What I think possibly, because I did have some, not recently, but plenty of discussions with that water district. I think although the lines are underground in the road going to the homes and stuff, all the keys are on one side. If there was ever a leak, it's not technically under the road. There's no fittings or anything for the actual water lines under the road. It's usually 10 feet off the road, X amount of feet off the road. And I would have to find this out concrete, yes and no, but obviously the water is not usable going into the house, but once you put the T's on the two ends of the mains, I'm pretty confident they're gonna liven up the hydrants. I think the water pressure in the hydrants and stuff in the road will be active. So at least detail might not be a concern.
Oh, because the system's also used for the hydrants, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the whole main will be pressurized and, all the inspections will be done according to what we do.
Yeah, so it's really just a feed from there. to
And
the
the
house.
inch and a half line, those compression fittings with the rubber gaskets that go from the main to the house would be the only concern, because that won't be live until the moratorium is up. But again, there's not gonna be any, I believe there won't be any lines under the road that aren't filled with water.
Mhm.
And if there are, it would be a solid plastic crossing, and no fittings, no nothing would be able to leak under the road.
I just want you to know that that's a huge concern that I
Yeah.
have. And
Yeah.
I would like to know. I really don't know what I would like to know, but I would like some assurance.
Yeah.
That this is going to be done in a way guaranteed. And I don't know if there is something that we can, stipulations that we can put into this.
Well, it sounds like, well, I guess, not to jump sides here, but I guess what they've already said, they're gonna have, phased inspections by the town. Anyway, as a thing gets built, connected and brought up to pressure, and the hydrants are, installed and hydrant system is going to be used. So they're already, as far as I can tell, there's already checks and balances along the way. So I don't share your concern, but I can see where you're coming from.
And the reason why I made a point to come up and to cut you off, but I'm very familiar on the installation of utilities and stuff. That's kind of what I do, the excavation and construction part of it. So that's why I'm just kind of put my 2 cents in.
I've seen these things happen many times where there's a blowout and things like that. And that could be serious
Yeah,
damage going forward,
yeah,
because you don't have the water to pressure.
yeah.
Other than.
But they will be turning the gates on the end, and all the hydrants will be all live. you know, all the taps from the 8-inch duct line, there'll be a tap into it, come into each house lot with a key. The only non-pressurized area is gonna be from that key, which is, you
Going
know,
into the
X amount of
house.
feet off the road, going to the house. So you have one isolated area per lot on the grass, no road, no nothing. That would be a concern. But I put many of those in as long as it's installed correctly. I think we should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
Should we
only-
get the water department to check this out or, you know?
Water, they go to the water department, their plan.
Right, but
Their plans have to be approved by the water department, it's reviewed by their engineer, and then when they do the installation, the water department is on site.
okay.
So it'd be just like they were, like, as if they didn't have a moratorium in place and they were doing all the installation of the service.
Mhm.
So whatever was in place, whatever's in place now for them to install water, the water district will be part of that whole installation part. So
Okay.
that part would not be any different.
Okay,
It's just the turn on to the actual houses when that takes place.
It'll happen
Someday.
Anything else, Joe?
nope.
Anything on this side? All right, so that was the biggest concern was the water, because, you know, after going through all these waivers one by one, we received, I was comfortable with everything, especially after that last letter from the Board of Health. And since you're gonna handle the variance through them anyway, that's outside of our window here, so, there's nothing else from the board, open it up to the public. I know I saw Nancy on there. I don't know if there's anybody here
And
who
so,
would like to comment on or has any questions about this, the applicant. All right, I don't hear anything. All right, so, we had
I don't think
a,
Nancy heard you.
I don't know, Nancy, did you hear us? Okay, yeah, all right, thank you. All right, so, when Weston and Sampson went through both times, they had a number of different items that they recommended as conditions of approval. We're gonna move forward with all those. And we can list them here as we're going through and deliberating, but we're not making any changes there. And like I mentioned, your 11 waivers, no concerns from me on any of those. Have you guys gentlemen had an opportunity to review that? Do you have any questions for the applicant for these waivers or for any of the other conditions?
What page are they on?
What's that?
The waivers, what-
They're on page 1. Page 1? Oh, of what you have there in your packet?
Yeah, that are.
It should be right here. 11 waivers. So.
I didn't have any questions about the waivers. My only question is, and you've mentioned it's under review now, you're in discussions with the town of Somerset. I mean, this is a special permit. The reason it's a special permit is because it's a wellhead. So at some point, we need to be talking about review of impact, if any, to the wellhead, which is what we're hoping the town of Somerset, as the owner, will be able to provide us with, so.
And hopefully we can get that as a condition of approval to, pass that email, pass that document off to you guys. You're in correspondence with them.
I wouldn't really feel comfortable personally with just doing that as a condition of approval. I'd want to see, one, there's also like DEP regulations around, it's not just town bylaws or the owner saying we don't have a problem. So, I'd want to see what the town of Somerset provides that's sufficient to, because it's our job to protect that well here, although we're not the owners, the town of Somerset is. It's still within our realm to protect it. So I'd need to see what exactly the town is saying and, what evidence they're providing to say that we have no concerns because, whatever all the various conditions are that they need to weigh into. So just making it a condition of approval wouldn't really personally, satisfy me.
What progress are you making with the town of Somerset, getting their information back, getting the,
Yeah, David Kelly, see, I've spoken to Chris Wickman a few times and with their own personal peer review, Wright Pierce, regarding the well. And they provided us with an initial letter that said they want some more information from us. We provided them the DIS and we provided them with some nitrogen loading calculations and some phosphorus removal calculations that showed that we're in compliance with DEP standards for zone 2. And that was presented to them about a week ago, and I'm just waiting for a final from Mr. Wickman. I spoke with him on Monday and he was trying to get back to his engineer as soon as he could to get to us. He was hoping to have it for us for tonight, but apparently he wasn't able to. But that's where we are. He's
Okay.
provided with calculations. Their engineers have provided calculations showing that we're in compliance with nitrogen loading required.
And
standards.
hopefully they can pass that engineering report, that final engineering report along to us.
Correct.
Along with their conclusion.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like Chris was hoping that could be a condition, because we've already had back and forth, they've asked basically just show compliance with those standards, and we provided them that calculation. I just don't have that last letter saying we've received it, so that's where that stands.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I'm comfortable with that. Especially since I've already been in contact with the engineer and had some back and forth, and the nitrogen calculations are in the latest application. So, I'm of a different opinion where I think having that as a condition of approval still holds them to making sure they are able to provide what satisfies the condition. If it doesn't satisfy the condition, then the approval is invalid. It doesn't change anything. What it does do is it helps them move to the next step, as opposed to coming back and circling back to this group, which is fine if that's what the board decides to do. But if what we get from Somerset isn't adequate, then the decision is rescinded. Because it's no longer a valid
It
condition,
can stay there until
or it can be on hold.
satisfied or
Yeah,
something.
the decision wouldn't be final, because there's already an appeal. Is there a 30-day appeal? 45
20
day?
day.
20-day appeal.
20 day.
So there's a 20-day appeal period. So during that 20-day appeal period, I would imagine that we're gonna get documentation from Somerset. And if it doesn't happen, or worse, there's a negative response from Somerset, then that's our opportunity to pull back the decision.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think it's, it's our responsibility to take what Somerset sends us, review it. Heavily weighted with, their conclusions, obviously, but it's not Somerset's responsibility to provide that sign off, it's ours.
Mhm.
So I need to see what Somerset specifically is saying in their review.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna vote on subject to,
I'm saying no, he's saying yes, he would like to.
I'm saying yes, he's saying no. So what's your opinion on this?
I'm saying no.
Okay,
That's,
Well, I mean, I guess,
and that settles it. So we can't have a tie because there's only 4 of us here. So we're gonna have to continue this. So unfortunately, we don't have I don't know if the 5th member would, I don't know what direction he'd go, but because we don't have the support to approve this tonight, we're gonna have to continue this public hearing until September 17th. And between now and September 17th, expecting to hear back from Somerset with a definitive piece of information that we can make a final decision, a final vote on this body at that time. So.
And that one will add the wells like we talked about on for the final plan set as well. So,
Yes, sir.
Based on what we just talked about the wells, I mean.
It sounded like you were working to put the wells on the
Yeah.
drawings because of what you were doing with the Board of Health.
We're gonna.
Because you were gonna-
Individual septic with the.
That's how you explained it, and that sounded reasonable to me.
Yeah, because I think we spoke about it briefly, so that was gonna be our stance.
Yeah. And I was fine with that.
Okay.
Okay, so anything else, gentlemen?
Well, I guess, is there anything else then, other than just waiting on Somerset?
It's just-
To you and.
That is, I think there's nothing else, right? That was, I had nothing else, so if it's just the Somerset letter, then we can say that's the one thing holding us up.
You don't wanna go through these one by one, or
Oh, I can if you'd like.
I would like that.
Okay. We're gonna do a reading of the waivers. All right, so first one, item number one, section 3320 Bravo. That is, instead of using 1 inch equals 1,000 feet, the applicant asked it to use 1 inch equals 400 feet. So, and the engineer said that this using 1 inch equals 400 feet provides greater clarity of detail in their particular drawing. So that was an easy, just a drawing scale. One question I did have for Weston and Sampson is this waiver gets asked a lot. So I was wondering if we should change it to 1 inch equals 400 feet moving forward. So, but
You would have to put that on the book.
it would be a bylaw change, yes. So I was asking them if they think maybe this is more desired, or do we leave it 1 inch equals 1,000 feet? But that was a question really not for them, it's really for the engineer. So that's number one. Number two is existing and proposed topography with 2 contours based on USGS datum. And they are asking if or a suitable interval as required by the board, and all buildings and physical features of abutting property that are within 50 feet of the boundary must be shown. So Weston and Sampson support this, granted this waiver avoids unnecessary revisions and aligns with common engineering practice. Again, it's a drawing preference. Waiver number 3 is the one we talked about with the Board of Health, with the test pits. So going down to 4, engineers estimated materials with quantities required to construct roadway, utilities, and appurtenances for a plan as submitted. Engineer supported this waiver. I didn't have any concerns on that one. Number 5 is proposed center line grades within the right of way shall not be more than 5 feet below or above existing grade unless specifically weighed by the board in unusual topography circumstances. And engineer offered no objections to this, and I didn't have any concerns either. Number 6 was within 4325 within the basin, there shall be channel with 1% grade. The inlet to the outlet and channel line being 8 feet wide with 6 inches deep circular swale of sod, or when velocity is dictate, 6 inches to 12 inches
Rip.
of mixed dirt wrap, and no objections there. Next one, number 7, the bottom of the basin shall have a 2% grade, 2% minimum slope to the channel. And there was no objections. Number 8, side slopes shall have a slope of 5 feet horizontal to 1 foot vertical, so 5 to 1. Or flatter, and the overall shape of the basin shall fit topography. So the waiver actually says on that one, I should be reading the waiver text. Says. Just on. Did have justifications in there for R. That's probably a little better. This one is 1%. Let me read their justification on that one there.
Okay, page 18.
Page, here it is. To waive the requirement that a basin side slope shall have a slope of 5 feet horizontal to 1 foot. Vertical or flatter, and the overall shape of the basin shall fit topography as nearly as possible. And it says the reason for waiver is the proposed infiltration basins are proposed to have side slopes of 3 to 1 vertical due to physical site constraints and the required basin volume that is required for stormwater capture in accordance with Mass DEP stormwater management regulations. Basins can be designed with a 3 to 1 side slope, so they're within accordance of the Mass DEP stormwater management regulations. That's why there's no objections. Next one, to waive requirement that all drain pipes shall have a minimum of 3 feet cover. And they're asked to waive that, and their justification is to reduce the amount of fill required for the project. 2 feet. 2 feet minimum of cover is proposed over the storm drain pipes. The storm drain pipes are proposed to be RCP, which per manufacturer specifications can be installed within 2 feet of cover.
Just
Yes,
real quick on that one, we had mentioned think 2 or 3 meetings ago, when we were HDPE, not RCP. And the 2 feet is still in line with the manufacturer specifications.
Okay, let me see. So that was, which one was that?
If you're reading it correctly, I just want to make sure we got that.
Okay. I was reading the original Form R, not the updated one. So we'll look at the updated one. That would have been 43.
4340.
40. Okay, 4340. 4340. Stand by. $43.40. No, second one. That's got more than one.
It's on page 20 of their packet.
Okay. Let's look at RCP in this one.
It's the comment in black where it says
The 43.
intent is to install HDPE.
Okay, it must be the updated one. We go to the
Oh,
second.
okay.
We get the second one. Oh, so it was updated. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking at the first review from Westman and Sampson, not the second. All right. Back to, that's that guy. Next one is to waive the requirement of catch basins to not be more than 250 feet on continuous grades of roadway. And the justification is up to 800 feet is proposed due to the proposed box culvert required for the intermittent stream crossing, providing a pipe through the box culvert structure is not possible. So let me open up Sampson's second review. Word. $43.50, right? So the engineers provided catch basin inlet calculations that account for inlets and continuous grade. This comment has been addressed and offer no objection to the waiver. Request for increased catch basin spacing, that's Westman and Sampson. Okay, so that's, and then the last one is 5471. And that was a waiver requirement to show a number of 6-inch caliper or greater trees to be removed as the area of tree clearing is shown on the site plans. It says. It's 40. 471. 471. 471. Engineers address the magnitude of certain site impacts in the development impact statement. Some items are not fully addressed. Additional comments are provided herein identifying remaining impacts to be addressed. But the ones that it refers to doesn't have to do with the tree count. So that was also no issues, no concerns, because the other ones that they put in here under the 5470 series are individually addressed. That is all 11, and then the next one is just the variance that they gotta do for the Board of Health.
Just actually sitting here, so basically, the only reason that they would have to come back is
The Somerset letter.
the Somerset letter.
Yep.
So what you said made a lot of sense. It is not Somerset's, responsibility, it is ours, but
Mhm.
if the letter doesn't come back and it's satisfactory to what we want, then it's a no. And if I may go back and change my vote, is that still possible?
Haven't voted.
We haven't voted.
We haven't voted,
We
so
haven't voted.
Can I just ask, at what point would we, as a body, determine that the letter is or is not satisfactory?
it's based
If we
on,
make a condition, if we can vote tonight with a conditional approval, at what point, it's not, because it's not a checklist item anymore, it's a like review and
Mhm.
and see if it's appropriate. At what point would we, at the planning board, be getting together to review and make an assessment of the reply?
I would say at the next meeting.
So we vote tonight with a conditional approval, but we have to reassess an artifact at a future meeting.
Well, how do we do conditional approvals anyway?
Usually what they're requiring with a check mark of some other body. Concom, Board of Health, et cetera. And as soon as we get that check mark back from that other body,
Mhm.
they've met the conditional approval. But this is coming back to us to provide further deliberation.
Got it. Okay,
So-
I see your point now.
It's not really a check mark anymore, just check the box anymore.
Okay. All right.
That was essentially, yeah, it's not just like, here we got an email, like obviously, if they said, yeah, nothing works, then we're not gonna clearly provide you with email and saying, yeah, you know, your development doesn't work, but hey, here's your letter, though, please approve it. Like, obviously, our anticipation is like, if there is no issue, you guys need to further deliberate how it needs to come about, like, here's the letter, and like you were talking about, like, it's not just like the conservation board of health, like just checkbox, hey, we went here and we did that. It's more like, yes, here's the email. In our anticipation is getting something back from like, hey, we reviewed all the documents, we have no further comment on this, and like,
Okay.
that was our anticipation of this. Here's this letter that checks that box, as opposed to like, here's something and providing us, they want us to do something, but here we're just passing it off to, you know, our anticipation is to get something, a final sign off from them and whatever that needs to kind of take. That was our anticipation.
And I'm hoping the engineer would go into things like not only the town, but DEP regulations, like no more than 15% can be impervious or 2,500 square feet, whichever is larger on a given lot. I mean, that's because it's in this protected wellhead area, that's a DEP requirement. So we haven't really talked about it. I haven't even looked at the loss to see if it meets that requirement. And if it does exceed that threshold, there's remediation factors. So I'm hoping their engineers like pulling all that together,
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it.
All right, so at this time, could somebody please make a motion to continue this public hearing to September 17th, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so based on our concerns, we're not sure what we're gonna get for the town of Somerset. That is the only thing holding us up, but rest assured, I think we are comfortable with everything else. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very thorough meeting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Are you with 1965 County Street? All right. Can somebody please make a motion to, is this a continuing, opening? Make a motion to open the public hearing for the Takis LLC, 1965 County Street, map 17, lot 32, special permit application and site plan.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening.
Good evening. We have that project, we're doing, it's an existing pizza store, and as we're willing to flip the garage behind that pizza store into 4 bedrooms and 1 office. Last thing, that was yesterday with the Board of Health, we got approval for to do the 4 bedrooms and the office. And now we're working on the site plan, the parking, everything for the site plan.
Okay.
Just I have some questions regarding to the report that we got from Weston and Sampson. They require us to get the architectural elevations in section. It's already included the section, and I'm not sure if they really need the architectural elevations or not, because we're not changing anything in the elevations. So should we submit the elevations too? Or no?
Do we have this, I guess I don't have the report.
So I have it.
Okay,
I have the photos.
yeah, she's got a copy here.
It's all about adding some walls inside.
So, yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that was missing, so they only did a preliminary review.
Okay,
And I think they listed here, this was the stuff that they said that they needed.
okay.
They're missing architectural plans information.
Got it, okay. Well, layout functionality, okay.
Does this have a foundation on it?
It's an existing building, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an existing building, but
Yeah.
with a foundation or no foundation?
With the fountain,
It has a
I
foundation.
think so.
What has it been used as?
What?
What is the building being used?
It's a pizza store and behind that it's garage. Empty garage.
This is, the pizza store is closing?
No,
No, it's working, and the one behind it is garage, but the owner is using it as a storage.
A store.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it sounds like you're turning that storage area into apartments
in the office.
and an office, okay.
Can I just, because I haven't seen this. Only because for parking, we generally deal with commercial, so I know what the calculation is for commercial. For residential, we know what it is, so that when we ask, does it have appropriate number of parking spots?
So.
What is the
it's in
residential
our-
requirement?
it's in Our zoning bylaws.
I didn't bring my book today.
I think it's 2 spots per.
2 spots per apartment,
Yeah.
Yeah,
plus whatever the office might require.
Yeah, and the office might be one for the handicap and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
He has plenty of
Yeah.
area in the front and.
I just didn't know what it was for commercial, so,
Yeah.
I mean residential.
Yeah, this is where I'm starting to hire surveyor tomorrow to indicate the bunch of the stuff that's required here, including the parking spots. But I'm just reviewing a bunch of the stuff that's required, and I was wondering why it's required, like
The
that.
structural part, I'm actually questioning that, and that's really up to Jim in a sense.
it is.
It is, but it's part of the application package of the information that he has to submit that the board has to approve. Because when he submits that application with the plans, those go out to all the different departments, for their review. And for example, like the building commissioner, if he received architectural plans that said, oh, this isn't gonna meet code or whatever, it gives him the opportunity to say, no, you're gonna have to do X, Y, Z. So that's why the plans are requested.
Yeah, and also we're not changing anything in the structure at all.
Not changing anything,
In the structure, no.
no doors, no.
We're adding doors, we're adding walls and doors and.
You mean partitions?
Partitions, yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
But on the
Adding walls would
exterior
be bad.
walls, you're not doing,
No,
not
and even the
changing.
roof, no change at all. Even there is a bearing wall and I'm the architecture designer. I did the drawing. So I was focusing on to not demo a lot of walls and the existing masonry and the bearing walls. So everything structurally is still the same. not much.
Yeah, so I think a lot of what his comments are, as I'm looking at your drawing package here, I share the same concerns. Because, so he's saying things like no architectural elevation sections are provided, just a lot of drawing details. Units are not labeled or distinguished from one another. Restaurant, so many of the rooms within a proposed area are not identified or labeled. ADA compliance information is not shown or referenced. So there's just a lot of information missing on this. I mean, I know you say bedroom, but like I'm looking at a bunch of rooms. I don't know what distinguishes one unit from another. It's not obvious to me, and I think that's what he cued on. As you're looking at this, as somebody who isn't studying the drawings, it's not obvious to me as I look at this, like, oh yeah, this is the existing restaurant. And they're adding this in the back. It's not obvious, right? It's like, okay,
No, it's not.
what's this gray area? That's the pizzeria.
Yeah, I'm okay with those the label and all the ADA complaints, everything.
Right.
We change it then and just, some comments about some of the requirements, like the architectural elevations. But I already edited these, the labels and where is the restaurant, the units and where is the restaurant. The second thing, is requiring us to provide, for number C, utilities and its infrastructure.
Right.
HVAC and plumbing layouts. It's a design build project. Do we have to provide the mechanical drawings?
Do we typically have that kind of thing? We don't. No, not for us. Not for a site plan. I wish I had my book. Site plan requirements that we don't normally concern ourselves with that level of detail on the planning board. That's something that the building commissioner will care about.
Yeah.
But as far as the planning board goes, I don't know that we need that level of detail.
What in the list of the plans required, site plans are as follows. One of them does say utility plan, architectural plan. And then,
So utility is not, it's different than the mechanical.
but utility plan, which shall include all facilities for refuse and sewage disposal or storage of all waste and location of all hydrants, fire alarm, firefighting facilities and facilities on and adjacent to the site and all the wetlands, including floodplains.
We just adopted the new energy code, which is one of the most stringent codes. That has changed everything. I'm not 100% sure, because as I'm building right now, I'm going through it. But thank God my son is involved in it, and he's very up to date on those things. So that may be one of the things. I'm trying to think of the name of the thing that we just adopted.
Stretch.
Stretch energy code. Yes, thank you.
I just filled in the CSL license, so I remember.
Okay. My thing is, that may be where these things are coming out of for you. If you haven't dealt with it, trust me, it's a big one.
I'll have a look on the thing. There it is.
The stretch code is probably the most ridiculous thing that you're gonna find.
So what we've been telling other applicants, 5440 contents of the plan, is if there are things in here you wish to be waived, you have to request those in writing. So if you don't think these things apply to you, like an architectural plan, which shall include, well, that's just the ground floor plan and architectural elevations of all proposed buildings and a color rendering. So if it's a single floor, that's an easy one, right? With a floor plan, elevations all the same. So there's interpretation here. Landscaping plan could be not applicable, so there's things, there's items here. So you're looking at the bylaw, right? 5440 contents of the plan, and then actually 5441 gives you list A through F of the things that should be in there. And if there are things you don't feel apply to your project, you can request that they be waived in writing.
Okay.
It's a straightforward process. So,
Using Form R.
I'm sorry?
Form R.
R.
Yep. And then we can take that into consideration, like, so the last applicant had a list of waivers. We go by it down one by one. You have to provide a justification. So it's a simple write-up.
Okay, last two things, I'll do that, request that. Last two things, excuse me, we have reached out to the fire department about the truck need to go to the rear.
Right.
Do you reach out to, I think we sent an email to you?
Yeah,
we just need that email to be sent.
You should have it, but I'll send it to you again.
Yeah, I didn't have it yet.
You don't?
I haven't know.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it was in our meeting packet the first.
The
time.
meeting packet, the first time you came was in the whole big packet that you
Very
got.
beginning, but I'll send it again.
Yeah, last thing, it says here that you need the buffer zone, which, right next to the neighbor. So if our neighbor, is okay about not having a buffer zone, that would be okay, or we have to?
That's specific to new.
It's the last thing, environmental landscape.
No, just saying proposed tree line, you anticipate plans to be smoked. I'm not saying that.
I was just wondering if maybe that's, I mean, he's looking for it, but if that's more applicable to new construction
Yeah.
versus an existing structure, so.
Where's the buffer? No, just proposed line vegetation or live back buffer.
Is there a plot plan?
I'm sorry?
Is there a plan of, a plot plan?
There's a drawing plan for the building, but as far as the plot itself, there's no, I don't see a plot, it's just the drawing.
I will have that next time.
Yeah, so it shows on the, okay, yeah, that's, because that'll give us an idea of where you are relative to things around you.
Okay,
Because we don't know where to put these on a map. Because normally, that's the locus plan, right? If you look at the requirements, and you've got on your application, you've got the abutter map, right? You got the abutter map, but what isn't obvious to us, as we're looking at this, and we continue down your application, a little bit. I guess, it doesn't show things around you, and normally you can show distances to things. Where's the abutter thing? Is that a statement on his report? 'Cause I haven't seen it anywhere.
The other, I'm sorry.
What was the buffer you were referring to?
that's number D, environmental and landscape considerations.
No existing or proposed tree lines, vegetation impacts, or landscape buffers are shown.
And I think it's for new construction only, right?
I was a guess. I didn't know,
Landscape
if it was
buffers.
more. The intent of that language was more towards new construction, but
Yeah.
rather than a rehab of an existing building.
So. Landscape buffers.
Well, the requirement is simply that you show it, right? I mean, how big it is,
Well, I think if you show it within what existing things are around you, it'll be obvious.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it's just a level of detail is not present.
okay, I got it.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll see that with the surveyor, then we'll go from there
okay. Are you planning on coming here the 17th to
next month.
update us, or
Yeah.
do you need more time?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to come back on the 17th, or do you need more time?
I think 17th would be good.
Okay,
Depends on the surveyor, schedule.
okay.
If there's anything changed, I'll
Yeah,
let.
so definitely have to email Carrie and let her know, and we'll have to continue it. Okay. Anything else?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Can somebody please make a motion to continue the public hearing for 1965 County Street to September 17th?
I'll make that motion.
No,
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. We'll see you on the 17th.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
All right. All right, so next time on the agenda is the monthly stormwater committee report. Anybody here from the stormwater committee? Good evening. I don't think your volume's, is your sound on? I'm surprised I had that on my hard drive.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can now, yep.
Okay. Jeff and Kerry, look at the email I mailed you just before your meeting started.
Yep. See ya.
So you want to read that? There was nobody there from the planning board. And when I saw your agenda, I quickly put that all together.
Okay. All right, would you like me to read this or?
Yeah, it's for your committee.
Got it. Okay, so this is just, okay. Got it. Or there's no one, okay. So you took an agenda item, 6 new business items, presentations out of order. There's a note, so you had Iman come in and show 2 pages from the plot plan and outline the plan for the second storage building. He said the project has been approved by the planning board and Concom. Tom Farr had a question about the proposed infiltration basins and runoff. So that's Iman. The next one is Bell Farms. Chris Vandenberg presented the first page of the plot plan showing the roads and configuration of the proposed houses. Tom had a question about a box culvert. Next item was Almeda Ridge, Bob Rigo. Remoted in, zoomed in. We were not able to split the screen to see the plan, but he explained the project. He said it was approved by the PB and Concom. Next item is Shaw's Boatyard. Brad Holmes presented the plan and said they are working with Concom and have not yet gone to the planning board. The plan page showed that what is there presently in the storage area planned. Their plan is being reviewed by the Concom. Lisa Caledonia said if they are working on an alternative to building in the 50-foot no build area, which is something the Concom needs more info about. I guess update from us is we're still waiting for feedback from the engineer on this project because there are a number of waivers and we're asking them for technical feedback on the waivers. So these presentations were brief. I don't think it lasted 5 minutes. I stated that the Stormwater Committee will no longer make regular site visits and inspections during construction on various projects. The town's engineer will be asked to provide these services because we no longer have a stormwater agent, and the planning board and Concom are providing the review and oversight contained in the stormwater bylaw and regs. Stormwater Committee may make site visits or perform inspections if the engineer feels that Stormwater Committee should make such visits as part of the requirements of NPDES MS4. Next one was James Pearson from Western and Sampson, was zoomed in and was present during the presentations. Did not have any comments for the 4 projects, and the presenters left after each completed its presentation. James Pearson asked him to refer to update that was sent on August 7th via an email from Jim Reardon. He said the Weston and Sampson sent the second peer review letter on Bell Farms. This is just the update that we kind of went over this evening for a response from the applicant and the review by the planning board. As far as the MACS, the Rougeau Farm Solar Project, Weston Sampson continues to wait for updated stormwater analysis to go with the as-built plans. For Iman Plumbing, Weston and Sampson completed the review and attended the Concom hearing, and the applicant was amendable to addressing the Weston and Sampson comments, town engineer. Concom generally approved the application pending the integration of comments from Weston and Sampson, town engineer. For Shaw's Boatyard, town engineers working on comments which they expect to complete on or before August 20th. Did you hear back? It's August 20th.
I think I was under the impression something either just came in because Lisa said she had something today. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But if it's not here, it's going to be here shortly.
All right. Yeah, we're anticipating that as well. I have nothing in my inbox, and neither does Carrie. Almeda Ridge, nothing from Weston and Sampson. Lisa said Concom approved the project with conditions, and Tom Ferry gave an update on Main Street reconstruction project. He said they're progressing and have been working in the area of the steep hill near the end of the street, west of Olson property. Joris Schwartz, W&W, attended by phone and provided an update on the work she has been doing that includes 1, an implementation plan, 2, review of the stormwater bylaw and regs. Is she also with Weston and Sampson?
Yes.
Okay, that's the Weston and Sampson. I'll fix that.
When the town voted, we all voted to hire Weston and Sampson as the town's engineering firm. We approached them about doing it. This is being paid for with the ARPA money. It's about $45,000. And they assigned that project to Jari Schwartz. So yes, she is part of Weston and Sampson.
Okay, I want to make sure, okay. And so she's reviewing the stormwater bylaw and regs and the MS4, which we are working on now. And then 3, field test work, wet and dry weather testing. Do you know if they're still in good shape for getting something to us the end of this month on their review?
What, the work she's doing?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna put together a draft report covering everything. Obviously, this is very brief. She did
Yeah.
send in one report that dealt with testing. And I gave copies to Tom and Ralph Vitaco. When this draft comes in, we are going to get it out to the Stormwater Committee. Whoever else wants it can have it. It will be in draft form. We will schedule a meeting to go over it to see what we have for comments and questions. And Jarice will attend that meeting so that then she can go back and finish the report. This report that came in really deals with the testing that they were doing early this year. We have not done formal testing in the past because number one, we don't have staff, and number two, we don't have money. But anyhow, as part of this money, that opera money, she brought in a team to do the testing. And first read was very good, meaning they did not find any illicit discharges. And we've never found them either, but now we have engineers that looked at it and they did not find anything. They found a couple of pipes that needed some work, but Tom said today, the reason they need work is they were abandoned and we don't use them. So these are the kind of things that we'll straighten out when we get to go over the reports in general.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
And the rest of your report here said you requested photos for the 2026 stormwater calendar. Approve your minutes, and then you said you started a little late because you didn't have a quorum because Joe didn't show up.
I didn't say that, Joe.
I knew that was coming soon or later.
It says it right here. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say. I may have taken some
Sure.
some liberalities with reading the email from Nancy. That's the report from stormwater. Anything else, Nancy?
No, I think you've pretty much covered everything.
Okay. I'll forward this to the rest of the, well, Carrie, you want to do it? All right, I can forward it to the rest of the board. I'll do that right now. I can forward Nancy's email to the rest of the board since they missed out on the hard copy.
Yeah, that or I can do it when I go in on Monday.
Okay. Well, Joe
If
wants
you
it.
I thought Woody was still around.
I'm sorry, Nancy, go ahead.
If you would like to see a copy of that initial report with the testing data and all that, I can leave that with Kerry.
Okay.
It's, I found it very difficult to open because for the first time, I got an engineering report that required two-step verification. And I couldn't figure out why that was being used because nobody else at Weston and Sampson uses that. And it was not straight Word format PDF. But I finally got it to open. Then I asked her, we prefer you don't go with that. Just send it like the other guys do. But it turned out she was on vacation and she had limited access. So anyhow, future reports will come in and look like, and in the format that James and Jim use so that it will not be a problem trying to open them. But I said to Tommy, I've never seen a report like this. I haven't seen a program or any kind of format that puts you through this two-step authentication. It's like, but anyhow, I think we've got that addressed.
Okay. I'm trying to protect it from the enemy, I guess.
Yeah, but, oh, the other thing that was mentioned, she did have a conversation with Newton Tedder, who was the former senior permit writer and is now in the Office of Enforcement at the EPA. And he announced that the new permit, because they had, back in May, they had the public hearings and comments and they extended it on and on. But he said he expects the new report to come out within 6 months, which is laughable because the last time they extended it, it ended up taking 5 years to get it. So right now they're saying the new permit is due in about 6 months. So if and when it shows up, we'll make sure you get a copy just so you're aware of it.
Excellent. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
All right. Mrs. Easterday, monthly permitting and compliance team report. Good evening.
So we don't have much that's changed from our last report. It's pretty much all three departments, the Board of Health, the Conservation, Planning, and then along with the Building Commissioner. We just went over status updates on various applications that are received. So basically, we're all working on the same thing. Bell Farm Estates, Almeda Ridge, CNN Pizza, 1965 County.
County, yep.
And 85 Main Street. So that was pretty much the discussions that took place. Office Manager Elizabeth from the Board of Health, she noted that they're working on a dumpster regulation. And they're also will be placing, actually, they did place a job vacancy for a health agent. So getting that all rolling. And then we also discussed some clarification on the procedure of a Title V repair that's within a conservation jurisdiction, because there seem to be some misunderstandings between the building department and Concom, and when Concom gets notified if there's a repair and what is entailed on what they can and can't do. So we had some clarification on that, and then that was fun.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, next item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes for July 16, 2025. Can someone please make a motion?
I'll make them.
I'll second.
Made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Carrie, is there any correspondence?
None.
I guess just want to let everybody know that I did do some work on the updated development flow chart thing based on the meeting we had with Nancy and everybody there. I want to do some more tweaks before I send it to everybody for comment, but it's same site. I'm just going to use the same site.
What color palette did you choose?
I was going back and forth. Black on red is not good. I was thinking baby blue with black lettering
Nice.
for decision blocks. I mean, it's high contrast. Actually spent some time picking different box colors. I'm like, do I think Tom would like this one? That's it. But that should be out in the next couple weeks. Depending how much of a slacker I am. Any further public input? I don't see anybody else on Zoom. Can somebody please make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
See.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, Cable. Good night, Nancy. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
Have a good one.